Now we are going to talk about biomolecules and their functions in food. Unlike plants, animals cannot produce what they need to fulfill their vital functions. For this reason, they are considered heterotrophic beings, whereas plants are considered autotrophic beings. Therefore, animals have to look for what they need in food, which can be found in the form of biomolecules. Biomolecules can be divided into 4 different classes: carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. The first 3 classes, carbohydrates, proteins, and nucleic acids, are classified as polymers. A polymer is a particular molecule which is made up of repeating monomers. So we can compare a polymer to a chain in which every single unit is repeated. In carbohydrate, monomers are monosaccharides. In lipids, such as diglycerides and triglycerides, monomers are glycerol and fatty acids. In proteins, such as polypeptides, monomers are amino acids, whereas in nucleic acids, monomers are nucleotides.
Carbohydrates are the principal organic biomolecules in nature. There are 3 subtypes of carbohydrates: monosaccharides like fructose, disaccharides like lactose, and finally polysaccharides such as starch. Glucose is also known as a grape sugar, and it is used in syrups and jams, and it has also a medical purpose in phycoglysis. Fructose is also known as fruit sugar because we can find it in fruit, and lactose is a component of lactose. Disaccharides are composed of 2 monosaccharides, and they are kept together by the condensation. Sucrose is a table sugar, and we can find it naturally in plants. Then we have lactose, which is a primary sugar in milk and dairy products. And finally maltose, which is produced when starch breaks down, and we can find it in beer manufacturing and fermentation of alcohol. Polysaccharides contain 10 or more monosaccharides, which are kept together. They are divided in reserved polysaccharides, which are digestible, and structural polysaccharides, which are indigestible. Among reserved polysaccharides, we have starch and glycogen, which are used as a reserve in plants and animals. And then structural polysaccharides, which serve as a rigid mechanic structure in cellulose and fibers. The carbohydrates are also consumed a lot in our diet, and in fact 65% of them are in our diet consist of carbohydrates. In fact, they are broken down into smaller units, and they are transported through our bloodstream in our muscles and our tissues. What are the main benefits of carbohydrates? Then we have mental health. They are a good source of energy. They are good for our health, and as a recent research has proved, they favor our weight loss. It's advisable that about 20% of sugar that we ingest every day is made up of single sugars of sucrose or lactose, so that digestion happens gradually.
Lipids are a group of biomolecules that contain fats, phospholipids, glycolipids, steroids, and lipid soluble vitamins. A fatty acid is a carboxylic acid with a non-biphasic chain, which could be saturated or unsaturated. Unsaturated fatty acids are called oils, and they are liquids at room temperature. On the other hand, saturated fatty acids are called fats, and at room temperature they are solid. The recommended amount in our diet of lipids is about 20 or 25%. However, we should pay attention to animal-derived lipid. Indeed, these could increase the level of cholesterol in our blood, which is causes of arteriosclerosis and hypertension. And on the other hand, vegetable-derived lipids could decrease the level of cholesterol in our blood. Essential fatty acids are those fatty acids that human beings cannot produce but need to have a healthy lifestyle. They are linoleic acids and linoleic acids.
Amino acids are the bricks which make up proteins. Every protein can be obtained through the union of 20 different amino acids only. We have to pay attention to the amount of proteins we eat during childhood. In fact, an insufficient amount of proteins can slow down the multiplication of cells. On the other hand, during adulthood, we should not eat too many proteins. Eating too many proteins, in fact, can damage our liver and our kidneys. Moreover, proteins are also very difficult to eliminate, and this can cause problems like gout or rheumatoid.